We're here at Tri-County Speedway for the penultimate race of the ZMAX Cars Tour. There's a championship on the line, of course, but a season can be made by just one trip to victory lane. And tonight, we saw a collapse of desperation at the front of the field. It may be old hat for the competition, but it's as advertised for Jared Fryar. Beholden by Junior Nation, this is Saturday night. On Tour from Tri-County Speedway starts right now.
Everyone wants to be there on Sunday, but as every short tracker will tell you, there is no Sunday without Saturday night. And every week, all across the nation, late models own Saturday night. This is the ballad of the sport's backbone, its hometown, its weekly star, and its greatest racing. This is Saturday night. This is On Tour.
Welcome back to On Tour. My name is Buddy Pulley. I head up the late model coverage here on ATYL Media. The Cars Tour season is winding to a close, and Saturday night at Tri-County foreshadowed what may be an explosive ending to the campaign. Kicking off the night as usual was the Pro Late Model event, where TJ DeCare gets redemption after his disqualification from the opening round of the season at New River, scoring his first official Cars Tour Pro Late Model victory. As for the title fight, well, it's not much of one. As long as Ben Mayer shows up on the property at North Wilkesboro Speedway on October 18th, he will be the 2025 Cars Tour Pro Late Model champion. As for the late model stocks, it was veteran Jared Fryar scoring his third victory of the season. But before we get into that, let's take a look at the rest of the results from Tri-County. Taking a look at the results from the Sound Gear 225 at Tri-County Speedway, it was Jared Fryar scoring his third win of 2025, denying Landon S. Huffman of his first Cars Tour victory. Connor Hall comes across the line in the third position after starting 15th and being as far back as DFL. He put together an incredible drive back through the field, scoring some solid points on the evening.
Yeah, we whacked the racetrack with the cross member a little bit in qualifying, just made it real tight. And overall, like I said, we went to the back like a rocket ship the first 8 laps, went 15th to 23rd, and then I don't know if it's like when the air pressure came up a little bit or what. I mean, for all I know, we might have been touching the racetrack a little bit still then, but once the air came up, some, and it really started rotating in the middle, and I just spent the first 25, 30 laps on the top, just trying to kind of being boxed in, and I was a little mad at losing some track position, but just trying to do what I could to try to get some back. I got to the bottom 3 wide on somebody and made the pass like super easily, and then all of a sudden like a light bulb went off in my head. I was like, I need to like drag the left side door on the inside wall, and I just bottom fed the rest of the night. And I think if it was a little bit longer race, I think we could have really made it interesting, but just figured it out a little too late.
Parker Eatman with another strong top 5 finish for Hettinger Racing, and for the first time, Parker Eatman with another strong top 5 finish for Hettinger Racing, and for the first time since Florence in 2021, Brandon Pierce scores a top 5 finish. Give a call to the Carroll Speed Shop driver. As for his teammate Landon Huffman, what could have been? He gets involved in a crash with Chad McCumbee and calls back to a 6th place finish. We'll talk to Huffman later. Carson Lofton finishes in the 7th position, Mitch Walker in 8th. Cars Tour late model stock points leader Landon Lewis comes across the line in 9th. We'll talk to him later as well. And Laney Bice rounds out our top 10. Some other notables, Cade Brown fighting for the 3rd position in the points. He finishes in the 11th position. Dale Earnhardt Jr. in his last run of the 2025 season finishes 12th. Doug Barnes Jr. had contact with Minnie Tyrell. He comes across the line in 15th. And Connor Jones, a bad day, goes even worse. After crashing in practice, he would be the first car out of the race in 19th. Minnie Tyrell fell out of the race with an electrical issue. Trevor Ward out with a crash while running inside the top 5. Heartbreak for Chad McCumbee as he looked to be heading towards his first victory since 2022, but crashed with Landon Huffman. We'll talk to McCumbee later. And Ronnie Bassett Jr. took exception to this move by Chase Burrow that took both of them out of the race and shotgun on the field, finishing 29th and 30th respectively. After battling Fryar for a heat race victory in last week's Valley Star 300 at Martinsville, four-time national champion Lee Pulliam called Jared Fryar the smartest driver in this era of late model stock racing. Well, Fryar backed up those claims Saturday night at Tri-County, methodically working his way up from his 18th place starting position. The former series champion settled inside the top 5 until calamity unfolded in front of him, giving him the opportunity at the front row, an opportunity which of course he seized. Along with Saturday night at Tri-County, Fryar has wins at Orange County and Caraway, making it 3 wins in just 7 starts on the season, and that includes 6 top 5 finishes. And when you have a car and a driver that's that damn good, the formula is simple. If it ain't broke, don't fix it.
I think we just got a good, solid baseline package that we really rely on. You know, it might not be the best at all the tracks, but it's going to be solid when it comes to race time, especially when the tires are kind of back and forth like they were this weekend for us. So we just put in there what we really trusted and knew, and hope for the best, I guess you'd say. And like I said, things kind of worked out there, and it wasn't bad. It just wasn't as good as it should have been, I feel like, in the race. But hell, I don't know if anybody was good on these tires this weekend. I don't know, it just seemed like it threw everybody for a loop. So still a solid night. Yeah, it kind of worked out good because my line was on the bottom and his was on the top, so I was able to run mine without him cutting across my nose or anything, and he was able to run his without me having to interfere with him. So I felt like it put up a good race, but as the laps were winding down, I could tell I couldn't quite clear him. But if I could clear him, I felt like I was better than him. So obviously kind of had to do what I had to do there to win the race and get by him and then set sail. But yeah, our car really wasn't that good. Obviously didn't qualify good. These tires were just a little different than what I practiced on, so it threw me for the loop there, and obviously couldn't make any adjustments. So we had what we had, and I was able to make the best of it and work the bottom there and go on, pass some cars, and then be in contention to win.
Fryar may make it look easy, but give a call to Landon S. Huffman as he gave the 14 all he could handle in the closing laps of the race, coming up just shy of victory but scoring his best career Cars Tour finish. Huffman's been with Pinnacle Race Group through most of the season, and the progress hasn't gone unnoticed. But putting behind the wheel of the 11 car backed by the Dew crew at Tri-County, Huffman showed exactly what he could do.
I was glad it was Jared over anybody because I knew a lot of people out here would probably clean me out. I knew he wouldn't. And he honestly, he had me beat there. Once we ran for a little bit, I got too tight and I couldn't drive off 4 very well. I can get through 1 and 2 good, just couldn't get through 3 and 4 quite like I needed to be able to keep them off. I had said all day that the car that could roll the bottom the best was going to win the race, and that's how it worked out. So we practiced on the bottom all weekend, and for some reason our car just rolled on the top. I don't know what it was. I probably ran too hard there through the middle part and just kind of pissed the right sides off. Yeah, I mean, I'm happy with how we did. I'm trying to be mad about a second place finish, but anytime you come out here and run with this competition this good, to drive from 21st and do it especially is really good. So struggling this year is really taking a toll on my confidence, especially. You start to wonder if you can still do it, which I've never done it before at this level of being in the Cars Tour. I have it at a local level, but you just wonder, and I feel like tonight answered a lot of those questions for myself. Even though we didn't win, I drove from 21st to the lead in just over 100 laps, so I felt like that was pretty good, and should say something. I feel like I'm still not satisfied at all. Even if we won, I wouldn't be satisfied, but just happy with how the night went.
The career run for Landon S. Huffman and the savvy drive from Jared Fryar was assisted by a late race incident involving Chad McCumbee and the other Landon Huffman. McCumbee was seeking his first victory since Hickory in 2022. He started from the pole and dominated the night. But as the laps wound down, Landon Huffman, who was seeking his first victory on the tour since 2023 here at Tri-County, stalked McCumbee lap after lap. Finally, Huffman was able to get up alongside the 16 heading into turn 1. However, Huffman got loose and slipped up into McCumbee, crashing both of them and ultimately ending McCumbee's night. Huffman owned up to his mistake, but sorry doesn't fix my race car. Chad McCumbee calls into question the etiquette of today's racing.
I knew once I got that far up beside him and he's laying tight, I mean, these cars yeah, we're not going 150 miles an hour, but they do have a little aero effect when you get side by side. And the new pavement down here, I know, if, racing here all year, if you cross it weird, it makes you really free on entry. And I've seen a number of wrecks just like that one just here weekly. So I was trying to position myself so I didn't make that mistake. And then I kept inching on him and just had the position and tried to enter a little lower to avoid the pavement. And I had all the rear brake dialed to it because I was snug in the race, and just once it hit the pavement, it got out of shape, and then when I tried to pedal it, I just chased it up into him, and then probably would have been fine, but it wheel hopped, so just unfortunate.
Justin came to apologize because he's got respect for us, and I appreciate that, but he's not driving the car. I don't really know what to say, man. I think that, the general etiquette and the general racing in our sport right now is, I don't think it's good, and I don't know what the fix is. Maybe it sells tickets, maybe we're appealing to a different audience than we were when I was coming up. I don't know, but it's not a whole lot of fun. I felt like we raced the 12 really clean, all, top, bottom, everything. I got loose under him multiple times. I anticipated it. That's what you have to do, and I really thought that Landon would have thought the same thing. He said he was racing for everything, yada. I mean, dude, he would have run second worst case, and that's what the bummer is, and I don't understand why nobody sees a bigger picture nowadays. And I don't know if it's all the world can watch every step of the way right now, and that's not what it was years ago. And people think they got to make highlight reels all the time. I don't know. I'm rambling out because I don't know what to say, man. Like it's just a bummer. I'm more than disappointed.
Coming into Tri-County, the championship battle was 18 points in Landon Lewis's favor over Connor Hall. The two were virtually glued to each other throughout the second half of the race, and with 10 laps to go, the gloves finally came off as Hall shoved Lewis up the hill in turn 4, relegating Lewis to a 9th place finish, while Hall went on to take the 3rd position, and with him, he took a chunk of Landon Lewis's points lead. Let's hear from the two championship rivals as they assess their night at Tri-County.
Just hard racing on a tight racetrack. Places like here, South Boston, Orange County, it's when there's two groove, it's so hard to make passes, and just trying to, he's on the top trying to make all the steam he can. I'm on the bottom trying to use up all the racetrack I can, and it's just, Robin's racing kind of thing. I hate using that cliche, but, I'm trying, if I pinch myself down half a car width, I'm killing my momentum and just, kind of rolling over to him. And it was late in the race and just trying to use all the racetrack.
Honestly, we weren't as good as we needed to be. We tried something new this weekend, and it really just didn't work out for us. First off, we weren't as good as we needed to be, and we just, the balance, honestly, like lap 30, I thought we were pretty decent. Like, it started to trend the way I needed it to trend, and then it just kept going. Like, it never stopped trending on the tight side. So it got too tight on the bottom, and then I had to move up to the middle, then it got too tight in the middle, and I just was stuck on the top at that point. So trying to move down was just, was tough.
Heading into the championship finale at North Wilkesboro, Landon Lewis leads Connor Hall by 12 points. It seems like a tall task, but there's a certain I don't give a damn attitude coming out of that 88 camp right now. And if you look at the track conditions Saturday night at Tri-County, they were cool and they were fast, conducive to the track conditions we saw at Wilkesboro last fall. And as you heard from Landon Lewis, the run they had Saturday night wasn't exactly up to 29 snuff. Before we go, we of course have to talk about Dale Earnhardt Jr. Driving his now iconic green and red Sun Drop number 8, Earnhardt made his 4th and final Cars Tour start of the season. It was an eventful night for the series owner as he rebounded from a flat tire to finish in the 12th position. Now, Earnhardt typically favors abrasive racetracks that produce high tire wear, which, as we know, doesn't exactly fit Tri-County's profile. So, what exactly was Earnhardt doing here?
This is out of the ordinary for some of the tracks you've been running in here in the tour. What made you want to come to Tri-County?
Sundrop wants to sell Sundrop up here, so we they work around the the North Carolina area and would prefer us to kind of race around tracks like this. So that's and I was due for a little bit of a change, try some of this high grip stuff out and see what it was like. I liked it. I had fun.
TBD on where Ralph will show up next year, but we always appreciate the atmosphere he brings, and we always appreciate an ice cold Sundrop, or an ice cold Budweiser for that matter. That's going to do it for this episode of On Tour. The next episode will, of course, cover the Cars Tour Championship finale on October 18th from North Wilkesboro Speedway. But that will not be the last show of the season for us, as we'll have coverage from the Orange Crush 200, the South Carolina 400, the Thanksgiving Classic at Southern National, and the Snowball Derby. Follow us at ATYL Media and at the Buddy Pulley for all at the track coverage. And as always, support your local short tracks, and we'll see you after North Wilkesboro.